Hi everyone, today in this video let us see FM transmitter using indirect method of frequency modulation. In a direct method, we used LC oscillator or tank circuit. There we generate FM wave with the help of inductor and a capacitor. Here one problem is there. When we generate FM using inductor capacitor circuit, the frequency won't be stable. That is, in a direct method, the frequency will be unstable, and because of this we cannot use direct method for broadcast application. Suppose I need to use Club FM 94.3. Today I will be getting 94.3. Yesterday I would have got 94.1, and day before 93.4. Likewise, there is no stability in frequency. Due to this, we cannot use LC oscillator because it cannot generate a stable frequency at its output. Okay. Thus, an alternative method called indirect method or Armstrong method is used for FM generation. Now let us see the basic principle using Armstrong method. So here, FM wave can be obtained in two steps. First, a narrowband FM wave is generated using a phase modulator. A narrowband FM wave is generated using a phase modulator. This narrowband FM wave is converted to a wideband FM using multipliers and amplifiers. Clear? So, this NBFM is converted to WBFM or a wideband FM using multipliers and amplifiers. So, in Armstrong method of FM generation, it is said to be the indirect method because the modulating signal directly varies the phase of the carrier, which indirectly changes the frequency. Okay. Now let us see how FM is created using phase modulator. Now I have a phase modulator here. A message signal is given to the input of phase modulator. The output of the phase modulator will be a phase modulator signal, and equation for phase modulation is given by EC into cos omega Ct plus Kp into m of t. Kp represents the phase sensitivity. Now if I am using a frequency modulator, I will get an FM signal at the output. An equation to an FM signal is given by EC into cos omega Ct plus Kf into integral of m of t. Here we have Kp into m of t, and here we have Kf into integral of m of t. Now what we do in indirect method is we generate FM signal with phase modulator. How we do this? Just look at both these equations. At one place we have m of t, and the other place we have integral of m of t. So instead of m of t, giving m of t directly to a phase modulator here, if we give integral of m of t at this point, the output should be an FM wave. That is, here a message signal is first given to an integrator circuit, and the output of the integrator circuit should be given to a phase modulator. Then this phase modulator output will give an FM signal. Look at this, these two equations are same. So to obtain an FM wave using a phase modulator, a message signal should be given to an integrator first, and the output of the integrator, that is integral of m of t, should be given to the phase modulator. So the output of the phase modulator will be an FM signal. This is our main motto in the direct method. Now the figure shows the block diagram of FM transmitter using indirect or Armstrong method. Now in an indirect method, our first block is a crystal oscillator. The crystal oscillator uses a stable frequency at its output, and the output of crystal oscillator won't get affected by variations in environmental condition or temperature variations. So this crystal oscillator provides a strong stable carrier frequency at its output. A crystal oscillator provides a strong stable carrier frequency at its output. But there is a problem in this. This can provide a stable output frequency only up to a frequency of 1 megahertz. Now the solution for this problem we will discuss after telling about the function of a phase modulator. Now this red block, this represents a phase modulator. Okay, this red box, this represents a phase modulator. If m of t is given to the input of a phase modulator, this shows the input of a phase modulator. If a message signal is given to the input of a phase modulator, we get a phase modulator output at this point. Okay. If m of t or message signal is given to the input of an integrator, the output of the integrator will be integral of m of t. When this integrated input is given to the phase modulator, then the output of the phase modulator will be a frequency modulated signal. That is, in a phase modulated signal, as the message signal varies, the phase of the carrier must vary proportionally. So, as the message signal varies, amplitude of the message signal varies, the phase of the carrier must vary proportionally. M of t is proportional to phi of t, phase of the carrier. So this proportionality constant can be replaced by m of t is equal to kp into phi of t, where kp represents the phase sensitivity. If this process takes place, we can call this process as a phase modulation. So here once again, so for a phase modulator, this is what happening here. A message signal is given, m of t is given to the input of the integrator. The output of integrator is integral of m of t. This integral of m of t is given to the phase modulator circuit. The output of phase modulator is EC into cos omega ct plus kp into integral of m of t, which is the equation for what? FM wave. Now let us see the block diagram in details, this phase modulator block diagram in details. Now here we have a crystal oscillator. The output of crystal oscillator, high frequency carrier wave, output of crystal oscillator can be obtained as EC cos omega ct. Now the phasor diagram of this can be drawn as shown like this. So this represents the phasor diagram of the EC cos omega ct. So this represents the unmodulated carrier. A crystal oscillator generates an unmodulated carrier. This represents a phasor diagram of an unmodulated carrier. This EC cos omega ct is phase shifted by 90 degree in the phase shifter. We call it as a Hilbert transform. Now the phasor representation of, so what will be when cos omega ct, when phase shifted by 90 degree, we will get a sine wave, right? So the output of this phase shifter will be EC sin omega ct. Here we will have a waveform EC sin omega ct. Okay, cos signal, when phase shifted we will get what? A sine signal. The phasor representation of EC sin omega ct is as shown here. Now this signal EC sin omega ct is given to a balanced modulator. Now for time being I am going to ignore this particular integrator, I am going to ignore. So let us assume that m of t is given to the input of this balanced modulator, and what EC sin omega ct is given to the other given as the other input to the balanced modulator. So at the output of balanced modulator, one input is m of t, the other input is EC sin omega ct. The output of balance modulator is m of t into EC sin omega ct. Okay, m of t into EC sin omega ct. So this represents a DSB-SE signal, a double sideband suppressed carrier signal. And so we know that a DSB-SE signal will have an upper sideband and a lower sideband, and the resultant of this DSB-SE signal is as shown here. Okay, so the output of a balanced modulator, the inputs to the balanced modulator as one here is message signal m of t, other input to the balanced modulator is EC sin omega ct, and the output of the balanced modulator will be the product of these two signals, that is m of t into EC sin omega ct. The resultant of this waveform will be the output of the balanced modulator is given by, will be having a DSB-SE signal, that is we have a upper sideband and a lower sideband, and whose resultant is given by this red line. Now this signal, this DSB-SE signal is given to a summing circuit. The other input to the summing circuit is the crystal oscillator output direct. What is the other input to this? It is EC cos omega ct. The output of here we have the resultant of USB and LS, upper sideband and lower sideband, which is given as one input. Other input to the summing circuit is the unmodulated carrier signal, that is EC cos omega ct. Now the resultant of this, that is output of summing circuit, is an FM wave. Now this resultant vector, the resultant of these two vectors, the resultant vector makes an angle phi with the unmodulated carrier. See here, this resultant vector makes an angle phi with the unmodulated carrier. This represents the resultant of the upper sideband and lower sideband. This represents the phasor for the unmodulated carrier, and the resultant of these two vectors makes an angle phi with the unmodulated carrier signal. That is, as the amplitude of the message signal increases, the amplitude of the phase angle, that is phi, the value of phi increases. So here we can tell that m of t is directly proportional to phi of t. That is, we get, when we give m of t as the input to this phase modulator, the output of the phase modulator will be a phase modulated output. Now this input signal I am going to give from the integrator. So at this point I am going to give the input as integral of m of t. What will be the output? The output will be an FM signal. Now, as I told you earlier, a carrier oscillator can produce a signal only up to 1 MHz. That is, an FM wave can be obtained, or the FM wave obtained will have a low carrier frequency and low modulation index. So from 1 MHz to say 94.3 or 98 MHz, we need to use frequency multipliers. And practically we have only doublers or triplers, 2x multipliers or 3x multipliers are available. So here for a frequency multipliers we need to connect a number of multipliers in cascade to get the required frequency. That is, the input, say for example, if the input to the frequency multiplier is 1 MHz, the output required is 94 MHz. That much frequency multiplier need to be connected in cascade to get the required frequency. Now the output of the frequency multiplier is given to a mixer. The mixer adds or subtract the comparable frequency. So this signal from a frequency multiplier is given to a mixer because, why? Because with a frequency multiplier we cannot obtain a 98.3 or 94.3 FM, because as I told you in one class, a frequency multiplier can be a 2x or 3x or it can have only whole numbers. It cannot give 1.5x. So the output of frequency multiplier cannot obtain we cannot obtain 98.3 or 94.3 precisely. So we use a carrier oscillator with which the required frequency obtained at the output by adding or subtracting the input frequency. So the required frequency here will be getting the required carrier frequency. The required frequency obtained at the output of mixer is then amplified to the required power level by the RF amplifier. So in this block diagram, once again we will see the block diagram. We have a crystal oscillator. The output of the crystal oscillator will be Fc, which is equal to EC cos omega Ct. The frequency output is Fc. So this block represents a phase modulator. The output of the summing circuit will get a frequency modulated output, which is a low frequency carrier. So from this low frequency carrier, to obtain the required frequency, we have to use a series of frequency multipliers. So Fc into delta Fm of t by n, we will get n into Fc plus n into delta Fm of t. To obtain the precise frequency, then it has to be given to a mixer or a down converter circuit, and this frequency have to be raised to a specific amplitude which is required for transmission by using an RF amplifier section or the power output section. That is all about the FM transmitter using indirect method. Thank you for watching this video.